I'm Asha, welcome to the Girl Talk HQ weekly wrap up. So today's video is called What Defines Us Shouldn't Divide Us. I know it probably sounds like an arbitrary topic, kind of a no-brainer, but the fact is that today out there in the world, online, in the media, in society, the things that do define us are the very things that divide us. The reason why I wanted to talk about this issue is because there are so many specific things that are going on in the world and in the media today where people are picking sides, and while it's okay to identify with one side or the other and to feel a certain affinity to one certain topic, that's okay, but I don't feel like that should be independent of respecting each other and encouraging each other and supporting each other in the different choices that we make. From a cultural perspective, we all have certain key identifiers about ourselves that help us identify with others and be part of a community or a family or a team of people. And I think that's a really great thing. It's a really healthy thing, and we should find like-minded people. There are certain topics and issues which immediately serve to divide people. The two most common things that divide people in the world: politics and religion. Done. You don't believe the same as me? All right, we can't be friends. But why does that have to be that way? You know, and there's other certain topics like how to raise a child, or are you a feminist? Are you not a feminist? That's definitely been a big topic in the media lately. Or even just as simple as what kind of music you like. If you like country music and I like rap, can we be friends? Really? I'm here to tell you, yes. Sheryl Sandberg in her book Lean In talks about bringing women to the table so that there's an equal number of men and women in the boardroom, in the workplace. There's a phrase in US politics, reaching across the aisle, where Democrats and Republicans, you know, can come together and find common ground instead of just being like, well, we're from a different party, we can't talk. I'm here to suggest that for those of us who believe in different things, when we start respecting each other and having an open conversation without any judgment and try to understand where each other comes from, why we have differences of opinion, I guarantee that we could probably find more common ground than not. For example, the whole Women Against Feminism Tumblr, it brought so many different discussions to the table, and I realized, looking at some of these signs that these women were holding up about why they don't believe in feminism, I realized actually some of the things that they believe are some of the things that feminists like myself believe. We believe in true equality, which means men have to be part of the conversation. That's just an example. I feel like there's definitely certain things in the media which portray differences of opinion as a threat. But when you watch certain news channels which are biased toward a certain political party or a certain leaning, it can be an example of fear-mongering, and it teaches us to dislike the other side, to hate the other side, and to kind of go on the offensive. I don't think that's the solution to anything. I truly believe having a difference in opinion is a healthy thing. Take, for example, the issue of how to raise a child. Some people believe in homeschooling, other people firmly believe in the public school education system. But the more you kind of come together, have an open discussion, lay it out all on the table respectfully, without fueling it with hate and anger and discord, I honestly think that you could probably learn something from the other side. When you look at your close group of friends or family, and you think about each individual person, while you may have a lot of things in common, I guarantee you there are so many things where you do not see eye to eye. Now, does that mean you can't relate to them, or you can't hang out with them, or respect them? No. I think about my core group of friends. I have gay men who I have an awesome time hanging out with at a bar. I have conservative Christian stay-at-home homeschooling moms who have taught me a lot about life, and I love them dearly. I have women who are fellow hosts and bloggers and vloggers, and I get to learn lots of different tips and tricks of the trade from them, and I have a great time hanging out with them. And I can honestly say, having such a diverse group of friends around me, I've learned so much about life, and I feel like I've become more of an enriched person just seeing life from a different perspective. And I love that because I don't want to be shut off in my little bubble of life. I had another friend tell me recently that when he has kids, he wants to raise them to look at everyone in the world as equal and not to focus on any differences, whether they be skin color or gender or socioeconomic background, whatever it is. He wants them to grow up with the notion that differences are no big deal. And that kind of struck me because Most of us, the majority of us, have grown up in freedom, yes, especially in the Western world. We're still taught to segregate people somehow. We're taught to put people in categories and boxes and either identify with them or not. So if we can raise a generation to look at everyone around the world and teach them that, hey, there's going to be so many people that disagree with you, but that's okay because differences are no big deal. We should still respect, love, and understand each other. I think that's a really, really powerful thing. I guarantee if that does happen, if every single person around the world did that today, we'd see some huge changes. Just putting that out there. We'd probably see a few less wars. We'd probably see less crimes against humanity. But just think about the impact that we can have on each other and our children and future generations if we learn to look at each other's differences as just something that's normal and not something that should divide us or be a cause of anger or hatred or strife. I feel like the solution going forward is to take a stand and kind of break down the institutionalized and the systemic things that we've been taught to believe about categorization and be, you know what? I'm gonna hang out with someone who has the complete opposite religious beliefs to me and have a great time, and that's called progress. I truly believe my blog is an extension of who I am, and I share stories that I feel strongly about, I feel drawn to, and I know that they resonate with other people. So if you wanna check out what some of these stories are, please go to girltalkhq.com, check out all the different topics I talk about, and if something resonates with you, share it with your friends, leave a comment. Now, if you too are a big believer in the phrase, what defines us shouldn't divide us, I want to hear some examples. Please leave your comments below, because I believe the more we share our stories, the more empowered we become and less afraid to speak our mind. I want to be about supporting each other despite our differences. What defines us should not divide us. If you believe in this, please subscribe to Girl Talk HQ, and I will see you next time.